Hello and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. My name is Chris Au and I'll be your host for today's show. Today, it's going to be a really exciting show as I am interviewing Aurelia Faidley-Solars, a 14-year-old cellist extraordinaire who knows quite a thing or two about premiering new music, visual arts, geckos, and performing around the world. All of this is to serve musicians and music lovers out there by providing performances and music that is live and will give valuable inspiration to all audiences out there. And it's because it is our passion to be connecting musicians and audiences in real-time musical performances and live programs from around the globe. Hello and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. My name is Chris Au. This is going to be a really exciting show as I'm going to be interviewing Aurelia Faidley-Solars, who's a 14-year-old cellist, who's a visual arts lover, and so much more. There's a very interesting show. We're going to be asking her about her upcoming performances, about everything she's done so far, and just all the things that she's interested in, and she's such a bright, wonderful personality. I'm sure you're going to love her. This season at Virtual Concert Halls, we've already had such an amazing array of shows. We are coming to the close of the 2023-2024 season, but we have so much still for next year. We are growing. This is our fourth season, but our fifth season is going to be even more exciting. But before we head on to our fifth season, let's take a look at what we've done this season and what there is left within this season. So, as you can see, our season has been really exciting so far. We've still got some upcoming dates I'll tell you about in a little while, but this season has been just really extraordinary, and my guest that's coming up has been a part of this season, performing in Carnegie Hall on April 4th, just a month ago. Coming up, we also have more Carnegie Hall and core orchestra audition opportunities on May 17th to 21st, as well as June 14 to 17. The deadlines are coming up. We have May 10th as our upcoming deadline for performances with core orchestra as well as Carnegie Hall, and there are many more opportunities that are coming up. This is really exciting, and you know what? The amazing thing about this season is that we're just getting started. And leading up to these season performances, we will be interviewing guest artists, musicians, judges, music promoters, as well as other parts of our incredible organization. And this is in order to provide value. We want to give you a holistic view of not only performances and live music, but also the process behind it, the people behind it, the organizations behind it, and what makes up our music industry. Our music industry isn't just performers, but there are so many people, including educators, publishers, media managers, artist managers, and many others who are sharing their insights on the show to help musicians and help everyone navigate this sometimes confusing world of music, but also to be inspired, just as we are going to be inspired today by Aurelia. Aurelia is a fantastic 14-year-old American cellist who has garnered international attention as a young concert artist. She currently studies at the Juilliard School of Music and is a recipient of the Jacobs Scholarship of Music. She is also a 2023 to 2024 From the Top Fellow and is featured on Show 441. If you want to see a lot more of her interviews and other music, please check her out on From the Top because she has amazing things there as well. She made her orchestra debut with the Amati Orchestra in Lausanne, Switzerland, receiving 9 curtain calls for a performance of Haydn's Cello Concerto in C major, which unfortunately is not performing for us today, but we will hear some amazing Bach. She also performed with the New Hampshire Philharmonic, the Fox Valley Symphony in Chicago, just to name a few. Already a champion of new music, Aurelia gave the world premiere of Canzoni Burlesche, a piece for cello and piano by Italian composer Alessandro Spazzoli in April 2024, which we will talk about. Very exciting. She is a prize winner in numerous competitions, including the Fox Valley Concerto competition in Chicago, the Amber Symphony Concerto competition in Philadelphia. Just to name a few, she has incredible accolades that you can check in her full bio on her website, which we'll also include in the show. She is the youngest prize winner in history of the Ronald Sachs International Competition, as well as the 3-time New Eastern Regional winner for the Music Teachers National Association. She was also awarded the prestigious Aaron Roseanne Memorial Prize and is the 2023 Mendes Scholarship recipient. Really, really incredible. Currently, she studies with Fred Sherry. Her major pedagogical influences include Diego Garcia, her very first teacher, and Hans Joachim Jensen, her long-time teacher and mentor. This is just to name a few. She's also played for incredible cellists around the world. She has attended Morningside Music Bridge, Encore Music Institute, the Meadowmount School of Music, and in 2024, music at Menlo. This fall of 2024, she will enter 11th grade, at the profession's children's school at the age of 14. Aurelia excels in foreign language, math, and sciences. In 2023, Aurelia became a Congressional Award winner of Visual Arts, which we'll see a little bit of in the show. And she owns a 2-year-old crested gecko named Autumn. Aurelia, welcome to the show. It's such a pleasure to have you. Before we start with your performance, we will actually talk to you for a little bit. Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
Where are you right now? Where are you coming to us from?
I'm in New York City, in Manhattan.
Have you always lived in New York?
No, until I was about 10, I lived in New Jersey.
Okay, so just across the river a little bit.
Yes.
How do you like living in New York? Is it inspiring for you? Is it stimulating? What is it like to live in New York with all these museums? And as a visual artist, it must be so cool to see all the exhibits.
I love the city, and I love museums as well. So I consider myself a city girl.
Wonderful. And what does that mean for you? Do you like going around walking the city? Do you take all the subway, bus? You just know the city really well?
Yeah, I love going to Central Park. It's right across the street from my apartment.
That's amazing. And what do you like at Central Park? Do you bike around it? Do you just walk around it? What's your favorite part of Central Park?
I play tennis, and I love to run in Central Park. So I will run to my favorite swing set and go out there.
Do you do like what's your route? So you start off maybe on the side. Do you go all around the park when you run, or do you have a special route?
To the Natural History Museum and back.
Love it. That's amazing. I was just actually in New York a few days ago, so I have that really clear in my mind. Do you have a favorite museum in New York?
Probably the Met.
I mean, living in New York, I can imagine you actually having the time to see all of it because as a tourist, even one day at the Met is not enough to see everything.
Yeah.
Right?
There's so much to see.
Yeah, there is. And do you like the Museum of Modern Art as well?
Yes, of course.
So let's you're preparing some things for us to listen to today. What are you playing for us?
I'm gonna be playing Suite 3, Bach and Suite 3 Bach, and I'm gonna be playing Bourrée and Courant.
Okay, which one first? Courant first or Bourrée first?
Bourrée and then Courant.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, let's hear it.
Okay, cool.
Bravo! That was amazing. So, why have you chosen these two pieces to play today?
Well, I love Bach. I'm a sucker for Bach, and it's just so much fun to play. It's simple, cute, and it's really fun.
What do you think of when you play Bach? Do you feel like there's so much movement in it, and um, uh, do you attribute certain images to it when you play, or what are you thinking about when you think about the music of Bach?
Well, the courant, it's like a run. It is. Courant means running,
Hmm. Hmm.
so it's faster and more lively and paced faster as well. And for beret, I like to think more stately and more royal. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that well, the beret has two sections, right? There's like sort of A, B, A, and I noticed in the B section it's in minor, and I thought you played that really beautifully. What are you thinking in terms of contrast? What's different between each section?
I think that when it becomes minor, I like to think that it's more icy and
Mm.
colder. So, and I make it softer and I do a complete different tone than the rest of it to make it contrast.
Yeah, I heard that. I thought that in the B section, it was more, yes, understated and yet very, no, I wouldn't say sad, just it just felt a little bit melancholic and maybe colder. Wow,
Yeah.
and you play, I'm guessing you play the whole suite.
Yes, I am playing them both.
Yeah, have you performed it recently somewhere? Like the whole suite?
Yes. I played the whole suite at my Juilliard recital.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Wow. So speaking of Juilliard, how long have you been at Juilliard and how have you liked it?
This is my second year,
Hmm.
and next year will be my third year. And it's a really cool experience to go every day. I've learned a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have known before,
Yeah.
especially music theory stuff. And chamber. I love chamber. So,
Hmm.
like, chamber is one of my favorite things. Like, when I'm older, I want to be a soloist and a chamber musician because it's one of my big passions. Like, I really love chamber music.
Do you have a preference between, string quartet or do you want, are you happy as well playing with, piano ensembles?
I've
What have
been
you?
I've been in a piano trio for a while.
Okay.
Like I've played like Ravel piano trio, Beethoven, like in a piano trio because yeah. And then but another camp I'm going to really soon. I'm gonna be playing Smetana piano trio, and then I'm gonna play
Cool.
piano quintet and other stuff. Death and the Maidens, Schubert,
Hmm.
like that. Yeah, and I'm
What do
gonna.
you what do you like about playing chamber music? Is it the fact that you get to just interact as part of a group? What do you like about it?
Well, it's just that like the sound that you can make with your friends because those are the people that you really have fun with and making a really beautiful making beautiful music with them is a really special experience.
Mm. And what do you like about performing chamber music? Do you feel like it's just very exciting that you get to share a sound together? And yeah, what do you like about performing it?
It's very special to me and natural as well. So is performing has always been natural for me.
Yeah, I can see that in like the way that would you describe yourself as sort of a extroverted person who likes to sort of share art with other people and just sort of bring in energy to others?
Yes, I would say I'm more extroverted.
Hmm.
But I took the 16 personalities test and it said
Okay.
that I'm INTPT. So
Also, you're still a little bit more of the introverted side.
technically, I mean, I love being with my friends and out in the public and
Mm.
talking to other people, but at the same time, I love having my me time.
I love that. I think that's what makes musicians so wonderful. You do have to have the me time in the practice room or at home, but then you also get this amazing chance to play with others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about your world premiere, which is really exciting. So this piece is called Canzoni Burlesche. Can you pronounce it for me? Because I have no idea.
Well, that you basically said it. I can't pronounce it any better than you. I premiered this piece and it was so much fun to play. I premiered it
Mm.
at the recital as well. And learning it was really fun, and I got to interview the composer as well. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's really cool. So is the composer Italian American or purely Italian, and you had to go to Italy to meet him, or what was it like?
He's purely Italian, so we had a translator. Um,
That's so cool.
yeah, it was really cool. He tried to speak some English, but he had some trouble.
Yeah, and your Spanish may not be understood as well for his. Or no, maybe you could do a sort of a quasi Spanish Italian kind of conversation.
Well, I'm almost fluent in Spanish.
Okay, there you go, exactly, right? So you can, if you could understand a bit of the Spanish words, then, that might work out. What was it like to play? Did you commission this piece? How did it come about?
No, my teacher, Fred Sherry, is friends with Spazzoli, and so Fred gave it to me to learn in premiere
And where did you premiere it?
at my Juilliard recital.
Oh, that's very cool. So now I'm just trying to piece together your program. So, so you played the Bach's Cello Suite, you played this piece, Canzoni Burlesche, and what else did you play for your Juilliard recital?
Played Rococo Variations and Poema
What's that? Poema?
by Marlos Nobre,
Mm.
and he's also a modern day composer.
And but it's not a premiere, but it's still this sort of a newer piece of music.
I played it on From the Top.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So you're playing music from all different times. What is it like for you? Do you feel like it's just doesn't matter, it's all music, or do you feel like different eras have different things to say? I know you play the Brahms cello sonata in E minor, you play Haydn, you play a bit of everything. What does it feel like to play different composers in different times? Do you feel like it's something special, something different, or is it all music for you?
It's all really special, but I prefer like olden timey music,
Okay.
like Bach and Tchaikovsky and
Mm.
Beethoven and all that good stuff. And I love Ravel as well. And you know, those are some of my favorite composers.
Yeah, why do you think you like that music more? Do you feel like it just hits to your heart more? Why do you think you like that music more?
It's just more enjoyable for me. But I mean, I love all music. Like I love all music.
We get it. No, she loves everything, but you still have I guess a kinship to that sort of. Do you think because you played it more, like you've played more Bach and
More closer to home and more comfortable for me to play because since my mom's a violin teacher, I've been always hearing music like 24 hours a day. No, I'm just kidding, like 12 hours a day, but
not 24, but pretty close to 24.
pretty close. And that's actually why I chose a cello because I started on violin, but I hated the violin so much. No offense to any violinists, at least but but so I always wanted to play the cello. It was my
Mm.
choice to play the cello. And so I would hold the violin between my legs and I would say, I want to play the cello. And so for Christmas one year when I was like 5, my mom gave me a cello and I, started from there.
And the rest is history. Do you still play a bit of violin or no? It's just all cello?
That was way back in the day. I can
Oh,
attempt to play some Twinkle Twinkle on the piano, but it's not going to be good.
it's all right. What is it about the cello now that you've come to become really good friends with the cello? What do you enjoy about the sound and its versatility? What do you like about the cello?
The cello has such a deep and beautiful sound, and it has such variety of sound that it can make. And it's just such a beautiful instrument. And it's like top tier for me. Like it goes cello, piano, and then everything else.
Thank you. That means a lot to me that you put piano second. I have a question for you. What does your week look like as a visual artist, as a cellist, as going to Juilliard School, going to, you have to take classes too for everything. What does your week generally look like? And when do you find time to go for a run or to go to a museum or go hit up a nice pizza joint?
I don't like pizza.
You don't? Oh no. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, bagels. Correction, bagels.
I don't like bagels.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, no, I just have a lot of allergies, so I'm very picky. But anyway,
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, go on.
I actually have 16 allergies, but that's a side note.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all food allergies, and then I'm allergic to like all animals. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track.
No, it's okay. Go for it. Yeah.
My normal week would usually be like I wake up and then I would go practice for 2 hours or so, and then I would go and probably do some homework or draw a little bit, and then I would probably have class,
Mm.
like either biology, math, Spanish, either one, and then usually it's followed by another class. Like I sometimes have things in a row, so it'll be like math and then Spanish and then biology, and then like my neurology class. And yeah, I actually really like neurology. But anyway, So then now it's kind of like one-ish, and then I eat dinner. I mean, I eat lunch late because I'm busy in the
Mhm.
afternoon, and I'm eating lunch, and then I practice more, and then I practice more, and then I practice more. No, I'm just kidding.
And then you keep practicing more and more.
I practice more. Yeah, I know.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And I read some. Well, I like, and then I go on my run when it's around like 3 or 4. I go on my run, and I run to my favorite swing set, and I like read some. I like to read biographies on like Jacqueline Dupre, some of my
Oh.
favorite cellists and composers and stuff. Yeah, and then I
And then
come
you practice some more. And then you practice some more.
to practice some more. Yeah,
There we go. Yeah.
homework, or then I might have another class, or and then yeah, that's basically.
Mm.
I have to go to sleep early because my mom makes me go to sleep early.
That's probably a good thing because you gotta
It's a good
sleep
thing.
then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I noticed how interested you are in neurology as well as I think there's certain you might be doing more of that next year. Like, tell me about this obsession, not maybe obsession, but like this fondness you have for
I'm
neurology.
going to Brown this summer
Cool.
to take a course on neurology as well. I've always been interested in science since I was a kid. Actually, before I wanted to become a cellist, I wanted to be a scientist.
Oh, okay.
That was like the first thing I wanted to be. Well, I think before it was geologist because I had an obsession with rocks. I was a very good child. It was like geologist, and then it was scientist, and then it was, I think, and what was it? Mom? You know? Okay. She doesn't want to talk. Um, and then I think it was after that I wanted to be a doctor for a while, and then it was cellist.
Wow. Can you tell me, in your mind, how does science and your, fondness for science, your obsession with science, how does that work with cello? Because it's for a lot of people that might be so different.
It is
Um,
actually really different. It's people are very surprised when I tell them that kind of stuff.
mhm.
Oh, I'm really fond of science and the arts. And they're like, but those are two separate things. But I don't know. I just I'm really interested in both of them.
Do you feel like it tickles your brain in different ways? So you have this sort of science
Maybe like
knowledge, which is so like there's no there's always a right and wrong, or there's always like an answer. Whereas with music and cello, there's always this sort of freedom, and yet there's technique and a way to get to so quote the right answer. What do you think about that?
no, I totally agree with you. Like I get to stimulate my brain in different ways, which
Mm.
I like doing because if I don't do enough in one day, I get bored and then I get tired and get frustrated with myself because I'm like, why didn't I do anything today? You're so lazy, So I have to have a lot of things to do, or else like it's chaos.
Have you learned anything in neuroscience or neurology that you've applied to your cello practice or your cello playing?
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, I see where you're coming from,
Mm.
but I mean, you have to be extremely focused for both of them and determined to do what you have to do,
Mm.
and ambitious as well. But I don't know if there's any like real connections. I have to think about that one.
Yeah, no, I only asked because I'm also quite interested in neuroscience, not as much as you are. I think you have more of a fondness. But there's sort of research and study that come out talking about, where after you practice, you go do, a non-sleep deep rest. So all sort of a meditative practice in order to help, and also how sleep, the science behind sleep helps you practice better and to actually memorize and learn music better. Have you touched that at all? Do you know anything about that at all, or am I completely speaking gibberish?
Yes, actually. No, I know what you're talking about. I have different kinds of practice. I have
Okay.
practices where I'm more laid back and just complete slow intonation practice, where it's like my brain kind of turns off and I just play because sometimes that's all you need to do to like especially keep up a piece when you've already like polished it, but you still have to play it for things. That's what I'm doing for Rococo Variations right now because I'm kind of tired of it. I know it's hard to get tired of Rococo Variations because it's such an amazing piece, which I know it is because I love it. But I've played it so much, I'm like, oh please. So I have to practice it more. So I just kind of turn off my brain, become a zombie, and then practice it. But then there's the other practices where I have to be super focused and go over all my notes. And then there's other practices where I listen to my pieces because I learn things by ear a lot. And because I have really good ears, and I like to study my music with my music. Like I have my music in front of me and then I listen to it.
Do you listen to your own recordings to kind of no,
I
just
listen to different artists. I listen to other people's interpretations of the piece, and if I like something, I'll like put it into my piece. But I don't like to completely copy what somebody's doing. You know what I mean? Because then I'm not my own person. Like I'm not my own player.
This might be a little bit of a nerdy question, but I know you really like Jacqueline Dupre. Have you? I don't want to use the word copy, but what have you really loved about her playing that you incorporate into yours, or you just this is your sound? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love her Dvorak and her Elgar, and I just love how she plays those. So I do take some things, like even subconsciously. I think that's the right word. And just add them into my playing. Thinking about it, because her raw playing, like it's just so pure. Yeah.
And that's such a strange word, right? Pure. Like how does that translate to anybody who's not in music? I totally understand what you're talking about, but what do you think is the attributes that make her sound or her playing so pure, and how do you feel like you connect with that?
Because actually people always called her Smiley because all of her music came from the heart and she enjoyed it and she had so much passion for it. Because if you're a performer and you look like this and you play and you played amazing, that's not a performance, because being a cellist means that you have to perform for people, and that it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So she was somebody who really showed on her face, on her heart, and she just gave it all on stage.
Yeah, exactly. And she really put her whole heart on the table and put all of her emotions into the playing, which I love to do when I play as well, because I feel like it's very important to do, and it just kind of happens when I play.
But what I love about her playing is it's not just on her face; it just really comes out of her sound.
It does.
Yeah, so it's you feel like you can watch her, but you can also just listen to her, and you still got that raw power.
Yeah, the grit in her sound as well. I really
love. Are there any other cellists you really admire?
I love Yo-Yo Ma. I mean, I know it's a classic, but I love him. And I also love Misha Maisky. And, well, obviously Jacqueline Dupre. And I also love Brandon Cho.
I love Brandon Cho, yes.
I know.
I met him recently and I heard him play, and he has a way of being so connected with the instrument, which I really love.
He's amazing. And Z Fong.
Of course.
Yeah, and I think those are my top, like, how many was that? 5?
That's pretty good. So tell me about, you have some performances coming up in London, Hamburg, with the London Young Players Consortium, London Concert Sinfonia, State Orchestra of Hamburg. Really exciting. Have you been to London and Hamburg before? And what you have? Sorry?
I've been to London before. Not Hamburg.
But not okay. And what are you going to play there?
Rococo Variations.
Oh, that's why you have to keep it up, right?
Yeah.
You have to. Oh, I see.
Juries on the 18th, so pray for me for that.
Okay. So you've got juries, and then you're going to London and Hamburg.
Yeah, I have to play stupid Popper 38 for my jury. It's so painful. Like, I know it's very important to play, but like when we asked Hans to give me a popper, Mr. Jensen to give me a popper to play, he was like 38, and then we listened to it and we were like
38.
It's like torture. Anyway.
So for people who may not be a cellist, what's popper? And why is it so hard? Why is it so essential? Is it asked in different auditions? What's Popper?
Popper is a very big composer, and he writes etudes, and so they're very technical and repetitive, which makes them kind of boring to play. And the one I'm playing right now is like literally just octaves, like that. Yeah, and it's really fast too. It's like great.
Do you want to show us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Don't blame me if it's bad.
That's amazing.
But that wasn't very clean, but
It sounded pretty good to me. I mean, you've got cello ears and you've got better ears than me, maybe, but that's really quite good. Do you feel like it helps you play other pieces that, okay.
Yes, because it's so technical, and since it focuses on octaves, it helps me because, like, for example, Seventh Variation of Rococo, there's that very end, and it's just octaves. And I just had a lesson, and we focused on the shape of my hand in octaves, and it was a bit wrong because in octaves my thumb is too curved, and I had to like straighten it out. But
Wow. No, that's quite technical, but it's really interesting. So is it difficult to change that now that you've always been doing a little bit rounded?
yes, and as well as the fact that my finger locks in this position.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Two octaves, but that's just because I have like really difficult fingers. But I just had to change that habit, and same with my thumb. Like I can actually do this.
Oh, wow. Very flexible.
Yeah, and I can put my leg up here and then go over. I'm really flexible all over.
And do you feel like that helps you with playing, or do you feel like with cello you have to almost have a bit more tension so you can maintain shapes?
It helps because my fingers are very stretchy.
Oh, true.
Yeah, like my.
You can really get those big octaves or those tenths or whatever it is you need to do.
Trouble with like octaves or big reaches. I usually don't. But I also have kind of big hands. But
yeah. You could have played piano, honestly. I think with your flexibility, you could have, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So one of the last things I want to ask you about is your social media. This is something that you've developed and you've got quite a big following, which is really, really amazing. What are some of the positive experiences you've had with social media, as well as kind of how do you feel about just documenting your journey through cello playing? How has it been for you?
I love having a big social media because the amount of times that people reach out to me and been like, oh, my daughter or my son started cello because of your video. And I love being inspiring for like younger cellists as well. It's one of the reasons why I do it. One of the main reasons, actually, because I love to share my music and especially to inspire others.
Wow, I love it. I have a question for you. If someone's coming up to you on social media or in real life and they're asking, oh, why is cello playing or arts, visual arts or music, why is that important in our life, in our society? What would you say?
Because it's kind of an escape from how much worry and like stress there is in the world, and music is an escape for that, and it just brings happiness and joy and emotions through the playing. Like even if the piece might be sad, so it can make you sad. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but there's so many different escapes, right? You can watch movies or play video games, or why classical music, and why does this mean so much to you?
It's different. It's just different than like playing like Fortnite or Call of Duty.
Sure.
It comes from the heart. Play like Roblox is not something that you're passionate about. Maybe it is, and I don't know, but to be honest, that it just seems that classical music is way more important.
Yeah. And when you play classical music, just to, to tell other people, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to show the audience when you play or perform?
I'm trying to, as well as I said before, inspire. And I always loved performing, but I'm trying to make the audience feel what I'm trying to portray with my playing. And I just love performing, and I want to see that the people love that. I want to make the people see that I love performing. And that should.
I like that. Yeah.
It's connecting.
I love that because what happens, it's a similar thing when you watch an athlete and they're having so much fun playing basketball or whatever it is, or soccer, and you see that there's a joy in what they're doing. It is hard work. It is a lot of maybe failures, certain things that don't work out, but to see you perform and it's so joyful for you and for you to just have so much fun doing it, I think it's very inspiring for others, and it provides them as an escape, but not in a mindless escape, but in a very connected sort of escape that connects to their heart and their mind, and they just feel like a different person.
Yes, I totally.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really have loved chatting with you. You performed in Carnegie Hall recently on April 4th as part of our season. How was that? How did it go?
I just love playing with all orchestras because it's always such a fun opportunity for me. So it was amazing.
Have you played in Carnegie Hall before, or was this your first time?
Yes, many times.
Oh, of course, New Yorker. Yeah, they've given you a key, haven't they? You can come in anytime. Just play for us, right?
Yeah, I don't even have to ask where the theater is. I can just be like, okay, I'm gonna take the B elevator.
Exactly. Security knows me. It'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Aurelia. Thank you for performing for us, not just the bark, but little snippets of the popper, which was really cool for me. And we'll hope to have you back on our show as well as our season soon. I'm going to pivot now to talk about the rest of our season, and we'll invite you back to say goodbye. Everybody, it's been such a pleasure to have you this season and this interview. We have some upcoming deadlines I hope that you will sign up for. Carnegie Hall, as well as core orchestra auditions on May 17th to 21st, as well as June 14th to 17th. The deadlines are coming up, and you can check our websites at virtualconcerthalls.com, progressivemusicians.com, soundespressivocompetition.com for more information on all of these things, as well as upcoming events. We have so many collaborations we've started, and this is just the beginning of what we have to do and what we want to do in the future. We have a Beethoven show every Thursday and Sunday that is live. What we do is we take an incredible documentary by Lawrence Rapchak, that's narrated by Lawrence Rapchak and produced by Virtual Concert Halls, as well as New Media Productions. What Larry brings is incredible. What he does with each movement of the symphony, dissecting it and telling us not only the historical, but the musical and the performance context behind each symphony is incredible. We've done Beethoven, we've done the Fifth Symphony, we've done the Sixth Symphony, we've done what else have we done? We've done the first, and we are it's just so much fun to do it. This show is hosted by Dr. Anna Ospenskaya and myself, and we talk about and we comment on these various aspects of the music that Larry brings to us. So please tune into those every Thursday and Sunday. I want to give a big hand to our collaborators, our partners, people who have been a really big part of our season. These people have been really incredible, and they continue to be a part of it. The Coburn School, for example, has been with us since our first year at Classical Academy as well, and we're expanding, we're growing, but all these people you see on the screen have been a really big part of not only our season, but also supporting opportunities for amazing musicians like Aurelia. We have all these orchestras coming up. There's more to come, so please check us out on our websites and be a part of what we hope will be really, really valuable for young musicians as well as music lovers and audiences out there. Last but not least, I definitely want to thank our team. Our team has been integral in not only tech checking everybody, making sure everything sounds great on our auditions, but also to manage the back end of things, from making sure performers arrive on time and have a time to do a dress rehearsal, from time to make sure everything works out for the performance. This is a really big part of what we do. We are a growing team. If you would like to join us, we will really welcome you. Please contact us and we'd love to see you there. I want to bring Aurelia back and to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for watching this amazing show. Aurelia, thank you. You've been amazing. I hope to have you back soon.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Okay, well, thank you everybody. See you all next time. Bye.